Hello and welcome to the first annual
I'll see you motherfuckers in 1 year.
Do It and Die podcast.
Off to a great start.
All right, so let's catch up the people. I'm Paul.
I'm Bryce.
This is Evan.
And we all hang out on a daily basis.
Almost.
It's
Not at all.
it's been a little while.
Yeah, so when's the last time we were all in the same room even?
Oh God, it's been like.
Honestly, like 3 years?
When did second Ghost Hunters come out? That was the last time I saw Bryce.
Yeah, that was
literally the last time I saw Bryce.
And it took an hour. Or it took a year to edit that video. So
It really
and it came out
did.
2 years ago.
so actually the year prior to that.
So, Susan B. Anthony did stuff for... no, it's been like
Douglas,
4 years. Yeah.
So
W.E. Du Bois was publishing his work on... Yeah, but no, it was like 4 years.
We're like in the band back together.
Yeah.
Except for one of three of us plays no instruments because I think
that-
you two are very musically talented.
Yeah, and then you just...
I'm
we still have a lot of songs.
I'm
We still have a lot
like
of songs.
Ringo
ideas.
Starr in the Beatles.
No, he could carry a beat, though. I don't know.
I mean,
don't know if you
I
even
could do
serve.
that. I can
So they call
possibly.
him the Beatle.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Beatle.
that makes sense.
Yeah, the beat. The one beat that was
That's fair.
ubiquitous in all
And he
of their
likes to
songs.
eat radishes. He liked to eat those.
Did he?
He hated beats.
Okay. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about music.
Science.
So yeah, so like I guess the whole point of this is kind of just to throw around ideas and develop
Guitar.
from our list of amazing, totally developed ideas.
That
and back
definitely
together.
have, yeah.
We have like a list that has things like laser slung, and we don't have anything to that. So
That's a good idea.
that's things that we could make here into realities. So if you want to see laser slung, let us know.
I don't even know what that means. All 8 people, give us your feedback.
Yeah.
So,
We'll hold a polling system.
We'll see.
On a scale of 1 to 30,
And,
what is laser schlong?
I might vote 3 times because I may want to see this.
Be 29 Evan. It's like Flight of the Conchords when only one fan and it's not even a member of the band.
We have this person. It's Evan.Rochford, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 20, and he keeps voting. It's weird. I don't know.
It's like a silent auction and you're the winner, but you didn't realize.
I keep bidding myself
yeah,
up.
exactly. You're bidding against yourself the whole
So you
time.
guarantee yourself the win, but
And a good
what
high
do you do
price.
with laser schlong when you win it?
I mean,
I think the whole idea. I think we saw Kung Fury, that like '80s throwback kung fu
was Kung
laser
Pao.
thing.
No,
the
I've seen
new
Kung
one.
Pao, though. That one with the cow.
in the tongue.
You must be pretty good.
fighter to get past my cow.
I mean, he punched a clean hole through him. That's you don't see that every day.
stomach plug.
Look like milk duds.
You go this way, I'll go home. Oh my god, I watched that movie so many times.
Watch that movie. Let's just watch that movie.
Just watch that
This
film.
thing, yeah. So what's really cool is the DVD. If you go to the audio tracks, you can go to the real audio that they recorded on set.
the
'cause they
original
dubbed it.
Chinese,
So
yeah.
there's like a whole nother movie in there because the things they really say when they're recording is like just
So
as
does-
funny as the real movie.
Do they just put
Was that
themselves?
comedy? I thought it was a serious drama originally. No?
Oh no, the original movie, but like when they filmed the movie.
Oh, they were just like ad-libbing
Yeah,
and stuff
like
too?
Steve Urkel.
So
I didn't know
was
that.
like the person, the main character, and the one boob lady. That's what people.
the boob lady, yeah. There
Were those people? Were they in there, or were they actually just added?
No, those
No,
guys were
totally added.
Yeah.
So Milk Dud Man
and-
was real.
Yeah, and Betty was
Betty.
real, but in some scenes, like in their final fight,
got,
you
like,
can
a
see
double,
that it's
yeah.
not really him. I
And the
remember
cow's
that.
probably not.
The cow was
No,
real.
that was actually
that was a real cow.
They went to the special effects
The
stunt
rigorous
ranch.
chaining.
Yeah.
I had a whole regiment. You could
I
find it
tried to
online.
get my cow in there, and they
Rejected it.
Wasn't up
They
to stuff.
rejected it.
Yeah.
It's too skinny.
apparently it was a dog.
Wasn't a very
It's a
good
dog
fighter
named
either.
Cow. So your cow wasn't.
Wasn't
gonna-
close. It
I live
wasn't
in
quite
the
what they were
city.
looking for.
So I have an idea,
Yeah.
and so what if Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC
I'm already on board. I love that.
Yes, I'm there.
is let's say trying to catch a predator.
Do you mean like an actual predator, like from Alien vs Predator, or like?
That's what the new one is about.
Oh, okay. He's trying to hunt them down. He's just walking around in his turtleneck
like,
with his clipboard, like, "Where
sit
have you ever
down."
seen?" Just getting impaled and shit.
Oh my gosh.
We'll call it Hansen vs Predator.
Yeah.
No, because that was the
It's a
name of
sequel
his
to
newest
Alien
shit.
versus
Yeah.
Predator.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out some.
Because he did have a newer one. I don't know if you guys
Hansen
knew.
versus
Yeah, I
Predator.
actually
Yeah.
watched like
There's
a
some
few
on
of them.
YouTube.
Yeah, because I just think That's the funniest thing ever.
best.
Yeah, so
And it gives me tips.
on how to avoid getting caught by Hansen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to not
To do that.
do that
And to
stuff.
probably not.
Yeah.
I just want to like, have you learned a lesson? Yeah, be careful because people aren't who they always say they are online.
Wait.
Don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Contact
So
underage
you might
girls?
think
No,
you're
because
talking.
people aren't always who they
it's
say.
Chris Hansen. You think you're talking
Chris
to
Hansen.
a sub.
He'll get ya.
That's gray
See,
area.
I love when they do catch them. It's like, so, I mean, I was just coming here to make sure that they don't do things like that. So why did you show up with a bottle of wine, chocolates, and a giant box of black dildos?
Yeah, and he's like, did you bring condoms with you? And he's like, I always carry condoms.
I want to show what not to do.
I was gonna tell her.
teach her. Yeah.
People are like me.
Yeah, people
Could
like
be,
me are
potentially.
bad.
So can I go?
Of course
He's
you
like,
are,
am I
I
under
believe.
arrest now? Chris Hansen's always like, oh, no, that's not up to me. Well, yeah, but the
I'm
cops
not-
are outside, huh? That's not up to me. What I can tell you is I'm Chris Hansen. Oh, God, no.
Oh my god.
Sir, please! I wasn't gonna have sex with her. I was gonna be her friend. The whole damn time. That's it. I've probably watched every Child vs. Predator, whatever the fuck it was called.
Every couple months
At
I'll find
least-
one I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, bust out
And then
the
I get all
popcorn.
excited. Yeah, exactly.
Let me see what this guy's doing.
And I'm like, bah, he drove 4 hours for a 13-year-old.
Oh gosh.
If I were a parent, though, I'd probably kill someone who did that.
You know, I mean, are their parents there? It's like, because
No, they're all
It's a
fake.
decoy.
It's a decoy.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
so are they just like hired child actors?
Yeah, half of them are like 18 and
Yeah.
look like they're
Yeah, yeah,
young.
yeah,
And then they're like,
exactly.
hey, I'm gonna just go fold some laundry, so come on in. And the dude's like, okay, that's normal. And then he goes,
You didn't know parents home. You're like 12. Oh, that's right.
That's how it works.
Yeah, so that comes with my idea.
Yes.
So, someone's gonna be Chris Hansen, probably me, I guess. 'cause
Okay.
Evan.
Fit the bill.
Evan's
Yeah.
obviously the predator.
I mean, that's just
And,
mathematically correct.
Evan should be the decoy, and then I could be the predator.
I mean,
so
We might
my
not
idea-
cut, but this is all good stuff. Keep rolling.
Okay, so Chris Hansen. So you walk in, we have the decoy. I guess we would need Cat or something. Or I mean, he could be
Cat
into
could work
boys.
too,
Some of
Cat
them
could
are into boys.
that's fair. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that gives him a chance to be superfluously stereotypically gay too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen? You know those boys who are on it? They're always like, "Hi, I'm gonna go do that."
Sometimes they use the girl voices as like a young boy. You see that?
Yeah.
Those are
Like,
convincing.
Hey, you
yeah.
wanna come skateboard? Yeah, shit like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. So Hansen, walks out when the guy walks in. Decoy. Oh, I'm baking brownies. I'm in the back. Just make yourself at home. And he walks in, and then, why don't you have a seat and tell me what you're doing here?
Yes. Yes.
I was like, I was just here to meet, Sarah, Susan, and how old is Sarah Susan?
She said 18.
I'm pretty sure.
Because they always eat the food.
It's here. We got.
Hansen always has that one line as he reveals himself that it's like, like the predator is like, I'm gonna have a seat real quick. He's like, I'll tell you what you won't be doing real quick. Getting back to your freedom. So he has that one liner to
He's like, I have the transcripts right here. And he just reads back.
So let me
So he has
just
the clipboard.
review
Yeah.
back.
So basically, Evan's sitting there and he's like, so I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm just I just wanted to hang out. We're just gonna hang out.
Play some video games.
Watch
stuff
movies,
like
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, and the thing is, so he's like, okay, so did you know he's actually underage? Oh, that's okay. I'm sure we're just gonna hang out. Like she said she was 14.
No, she told me
that's
she
okay.
did.
And
I have a
then
transcript.
Evan's like, I'm actually only 17 or whatever. So it's like it's cool.
Math. It's fine. Yeah.
And then
Works.
he's like, well, what's the law on that? If you're
both underage.
Yeah, so he's like, actually, and he's like, that girl sounded pretty young. And Evan's like, how old is that girl? He's like, that's the decoy. She's not the real one you were talking to. Yeah, but how old is she? Oh, she's 17.
Also, it's okay. So everything's cool.
And the thing was, or it goes, Evan's actually, oh shit, what's the idea? What's the idea?
So
No, basically, so Evan is illegal and she's 21. The decoy is 21.
Oh, so the decoy.
So-
Evan's younger. So
Oh,
Evan's
okay, so I'm
she
under
was
18, but
Evan's
she's
like
actually...
16.
And then he takes the clipboard. He's like, I have the transcripts. She was trying to hook up with me, an underage male.
Oh, and then I like start going like straight through Chris Hansen
Yeah,
on
yeah.
him.
And then you flip it, you're like, she asked me, would I have sex with her? I said, yes, that sounds great.
she know full well that I was that I was consenting. And
So we did come here to catch a predator or predators because you
And then you
all.
point, and then you're like, "There's a camera there. There's a camera there. There's a camera there."
This is going to be child
Everyone come on out.
pornography. This is going to be child
Exactly.
pornography.
And then you tell Chris, you're like, and what's so weird, you are a mass producer of child pornography, and you filmed an underage male shirtless in the house. So you're not shirtless.
and pantsless too. Just like pantsless.
A nude male.
And like just like looking him square in the eyes, a nude man, and then just start taking out the pants, and then just be.
And you didn't even try to stop me. Is this what you wanted, Chris Hansen?
I hope this is live.
Chris Hansen, why don't you have a seat? He's like, no. Am I free to leave?
Can I go now?
I'm not here to say
Am
that.
I going to be arrested? I'm afraid that's not up to me.
Chris said it's not up to me. But you are, of course, free
You're
to
free
leave.
to leave. He's like, I know what happens when I go outside. It's out
I
of my
mean,
house.
it's out of my hands. I wish you luck.
But I'm gonna have to ask you to go on outside that door that you came in and take your drinks and your condoms with you.
And Matt, also have you call me an Uber because my mom's gonna give me the keys after this time of night.
You won't be needing that. Just go on out, please. And then you just hear, oh no!
Take the brownies, they're old.
Yeah, they're all stale all because they've been out all day. That's how it always is.
So yeah.
I like that.
So that's the Evan versus Predator.
Evan versus Predator. Evan versus Chris Hansen's Predator.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
like that
brilliant.
too.
And
Okay.
I guess we just tackle him when he walks outside or something.
When Chris Hansen goes outside, yeah,
Or we just hear the audio of it.
Yeah,
I've been sitting there eating the brownies.
all crunchy, eating a stale, crispy brownie. Just
looking out the window like it. Actually,
so is that girl still here? Or?
yeah, exactly. She was free. She cleared her schedule, right? Because I told her.
This was gonna be her whole day, and this
have
fell
2
apart.
hours,
So
yeah.
this is my time now. Right?
So I mean, I gotta get something out of this, guys. I mean, how old are you? 17. I mean, you're
So
probably.
is everything about this house a decoy, or is that bedroom still functional?
The ceiling like falls
Everyone
and
who's of
breaks.
age. Just a fucking cardboard house.
It's a green
A
screen
model
house.
home from Arrested Development.
Oh my gosh.
The brownie's actually plastic.
Sir, you should stop eating that brownie now. Well, I mean, they're here.
I've committed this far.
And those are not real brownies. Yeah, no,
I mean,
I'm just gonna go with the
What
flow
is
here.
reality?
I mean, you're not real. This girl's not even really 17.
Now it's getting all Kafka-y.
if Evan would be like, at the very end, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, everything here is a decoy. This whole video is a decoy. This background is a decoy, and he snaps, and there's a
Goes
green
to a
screen
green
behind him, and he's like, and
like,
you're
what
a
the
decoy. I'm a decoy. He disappears, and then it's like,
It's like that. Like,
screen
have you
for
seen that
30
Family Guy
seconds, then it
where
ends.
Peter has the elaborate scheme to distract Lois by making some grocery store in the middle of nowhere where everything is like 50% off or something, and she's like trying to buy stuff and she pushes it and it falls over and it's cardboard, and then some dude
gotcha,
comes by and he's
gotcha.
like, oh yeah, sorry, that was on sale, and then she's like, oh okay. Excuse me, and then she touches him and he just falls over that cardboard too.
Yeah.
And then the whole store just falls apart.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
so fucking good. Oh, it's brilliant.
So it totally could go that way where it's like almost like a mindception where it's just like he totally flips the script like he's actually not the predator and Chris Hansen's the predator itself. And then we want to almost do. Remember that SpongeBob episode where
Talk about every episode
Squidward goes like back in time and it turns into this like crazy where he's like future, or no, he just puts in the future, and then like it just turns into this white nothingness, and he starts losing his mind.
Shit, I do not remember that. I do not watch
Sounds
very much
deep.
SpongeBob. Yeah.
Okay, well, essentially, what I'm trying to get at here.
What was
is
the first 30 seconds of that episode? You sum up everything.
I think it was just like the Krusty Krab had a time machine or something.
Makes sense.
Like he just got frozen in the freezer or something like
It's
that.
like when you run out of ideas, just throw a time machine in
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
That's the next
a good plot
episode,
device.
yeah.
Time Machine Ex Machina up in that bitch, yeah. Just go from there.
That's just
I
science.
never saw Ex Machina. Was that good? I think I actually heard from you that it was good.
Yeah. I think, McDuffie didn't like it.
Yeah, we talked about it in class. So yeah. So the last time all of us were together was the last time we were all together was about, because it was definitely before I studied abroad. So
Yeah, I
at
haven't
least
seen you
3
since-
years ago. Probably 4.
God damn, yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Lord. I think honestly the last time we were
it
all
might have
together
been Ghost
was when we
Adventures,
filmed that.
No,
yeah.
that was literally the last time I remember you.
Exactly.
And at that point in time.
Jeez. No, yeah, because we've had one class together.
Yeah, and then we took the screenwriting class together.
Did you by chance, because I've seen on Facebook these super fluffy pancake-like things.
I saw those. I did not eat one though.
Why?
Because I feel like that's an excessively fluffy pancake. You gotta have some fluff to the pancake, but when
No.
the pancake looks like a hula dancer.
I mean, if I'm going to do something, I might as well do it.
No, because it looks like you're cutting into like a cloud
cheesecake.
from Mario or something. But even if my cheesecake were that fluffy, I wouldn't want it.
You know, I mean, I'll take all your...
So I probably, truth be told, hindsight 2020, should have eaten it for the novelty.
Yes, agreed.
But I just couldn't get my mind around just the viscosity of the pancake. A pancake shouldn't be viscous.
You could like
Think
hear
about
it.
yeah, you could, yeah, exactly.
I mean, don't think of it as a pancake. Think of it...
It sounds like free balling in gym class, exactly. It's not, I don't want my pancake to have an auditory function. I want it to just...
Smell and taste.
Exactly.
And sound.
Not sound. Just smell and taste.
You know, no, I like a good crunchy, jiggly sound with my food.
A crunchy, jiggly...
Yeah.
That's why he
Totally
cooks Jello
contradictory.
in the microwave.
I'll put
Sears
some,
it.
So it gets
on
a nice film on top of it. Like creme brulee.
yeah, it's like creme brulee or like flan that you burn too much.
Yeah, but see, like that's what I'm saying. So with a perfect pancake in Bryce's eyes,
Yes.
it's the inside is nice and soft, but then maybe a few tinges around the edge.
I feel
are
another cooking episode coming on.
Crisp. Maybe I actually try to cook one of these times.
Well, we technically cooked creme brulee.
And we
Did we?
technically cooked hot
I mean-
dogs and put them in the microwave. We ate them. We ate
oven, yeah.
those, yeah.
Oh, we did eat those things, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think we did, yeah. Who likes
No,
a
we
cold,
put them on the pan, didn't
floppy
we?
wiener?
Oh yeah,
We did both.
I thought we did.
We did both. We put the whole like package in the microwave and then we
And then we-
we
yeah,
fried
yeah.
it, I think.
Mm.
And then we threw them at each other and stuff too. And yeah, I remember. Wow, America.
You
Throw
should
food at each other.
join our group, Catherine, me and Paul, and my little brother, but he moved away, so he doesn't count anymore.
Yeah, he's all
He
serious.
just
with his
forgot how to
girlfriend.
count. He just done it.
Yeah.
He's like
The three of us, 12, 9.
A, C, 12.
12, 14.
Doesn't count anymore.
But we started a Dungeons and Dragons group, and it may very well have been one of the most glorious things we've ever done.
I'm going to be honest with you. I am not sure how interested in that I am.
What?
I'm not a nerd, so
I am very much a nerd, but I am not a 1980s nerd.
But why?
I prefer my nerdiness to be restricted to like my PS4 and my
No,
comic
that's
books
fair.
and stuff, you know?
That's fair.
Dungeons and Dragons is just something that I've never been able to wrap my head around.
You gotta watch the show. You've seen Rick and Morty, right?
I've seen a few. Here's my thing about Rick and Morty. I like Rick and Morty, and I really like the premise in Rick and Morty.
Yes.
But the fan base of Rick and Morty is so obnoxiously deplorable and think that it's the greatest thing that's ever happened. So
I can
it's so
agree.
off-putting to me that even when I do enjoy something of Rick and Morty, I'm so stuck in my own ways that I have to be like, it sucks. Because I don't want to be grouped in with those people who are like, no, forget everything you know about the animated sitcom.
This is it.
I haven't watched season 3 yet, just
It's
because
pretty
everyone's been like losing their shit.
That's what I'm
and
saying, Nick.
I'm like, well, I don't know.
You can't
It's
just talk to
good. I
people
mean, I
about
really, really like it. I like the.
I mean, I love what I've seen. Absolutely.
it. I like
But
it,
yeah, like you said,
yeah, the
just people
fan base
losing their
gets
shit
it.
over the
Yeah,
Szechuan
yeah.
sauce and like there's
Pickle
videos of
Rick
people
and all that
screaming,
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone screams.
But the creators of that, Dan Harmon, he
like
made
him a lot,
a like it's a series where they like in a big live audience. They'll do it's not Dungeons and Dragons, but it's similar. It's like a role playing adventure, and they'll animate a cartoon to how their actually their story proceeds.
Oh, I see.
And it's actually kind of
That's
brilliant.
pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
the Harmon Quest.
Yeah, Harmon Quest. It's kind of a little awkward though, because him and his
Oh, the wife.
yeah, they got divorced and they're still in the show together.
Well, maybe it was amicable.
I mean, it could be, but it does not
As
feel the
amicable
same.
as divorce can be, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Never been down that road. But, so you use the board and everything, like the old board game.
Yeah.
Dice.
Dice.
Yeah.
Die.
Do you, like, dress in character? Like,
I mean,
my
obviously.
paladin.
You
like,
could. I didn't go that far.
I'm Paladin.
Your paladin?
Yeah.
My paladin is a level 37 necromancer.
Those two don't go together.
Okay. I guess that's the mage class that would be that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm like a hobbit, I think.
No. You're a halfling?
A halfling.
Oh,
That's what it
halfling.
is. See,
Yeah.
you know it, you nerd.
You nerd.
I'm using Lord of the Rings.
nerd.
I'm using Lord of the Rings lingo. I have a Lord of the Rings board game I'd love to play with you guys.
see,
do it.
that's fine.
I think most of the pieces are missing though because most
That
of
makes
them
it more
were little
interesting.
rings. So I just kept taking the rings and putting them on chains until I lost all of them.
What you do is you do that. You don't read the instructions either. And then we just figure out how to play the game with what board pieces are in actually the box.
Yeah, because I remember part of the board too was like Caraglos or whatever, that mountain that they try to go up or whatever. Yeah. So I just remember always putting that together. I got it before I was able to care enough to read the directions and stuff.
We just get a Candyland board and then put all the pieces on it, and then we play that.
So, get the mousetrap pieces too and figure something out.
What if you had a high-risked board game? So like a super easygoing, like general monotonous like board game that you would normally have, like Monopoly or something like that. And then it's like, oh, it's starting to get late. I gotta go. And then it's like one of us gets super aggressive. It's like, no, we have to finish this. And then it gets.
Is this a skit idea?
Yeah, it's a skit idea.
Okay.
So it's like,
I was like wondering
into like a Saw type of thing. So it's like either we finish this or we all die. And it's like I actually strap.
That's like Jumanji.
But we don't go into the game itself. It's like there's actually bombs underneath your seats.
It's like a very like out of nowhere we're just playing a game and someone's like, oh wow, well it's closing time I guess, and starts to get up and then everyone's like gets in front of the door and locks them in. I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Evan.
Yeah.
What the hell, guys? I just want to go home.
No.
You take off a mask and,
and then it's
just Evan, it's another Evan.
Peel off my face. Wait, why'd you peel off your face, Evan? It's just
I'm shedding.
Oh, that was just my winter coat. Sorry, guys, I didn't tell you. I shed.
Evan's voice comes over the intercoms and he'd be like, listen to Evan.
by the end, just everyone's Evan. He's like, wait, so can I go? Oh, yeah, you can go, man. Just let him leave. No, but I like that idea. It's like a short, like 1 minute condensed kind of thing where it's just like he's just gonna leave, and I like it being the most innocuous, like
Uno or something like that,
child game, like Candyland
or Trouble
would be funny
or something. Yeah, Candyland.
It's hungry because he's losing. Like he's like, oh,
no, it's like just genuinely, it's like late. He's like, oh shit, it's like 2 a.m. I got to do stuff tomorrow, and they're like, someone gets in front of the door and locks the door. Can't let you do that, man. He's like, what the hell? It's like, you knew what you were getting into. Sit down, Evan. And all the lights come down, and there's like candles and everything's all weird.
Everything is echoey all of a sudden.
Roll the dice, Evan. He's like, no, you can. I'm fine with losing. You can move my piece for me. Roll the dice, Evan.
And then it gets super intense, like it's like dice. Super fast cuts from each other. It's like
everyone's sweating all of a sudden and stuff, and slide. Shoots and ladders would be funny, showing them slide down the ladders.
Or Trouble, because we have like the click.
Yeah, the click, click. Yeah, the tension's just building, and then it's just like, okay, I'm done. It's like, okay, Evan, see you next week.
Cool, thanks.
And then at the end, it's just like, game night.
It's like, you know how Russian roulette works, right? Yeah. This is nothing like that. And then just starts getting super. It's like, wait, what? Oh. I mean, what kind of risk do we have here? Don't worry about it. Keep going.
You know what you were getting into when you started playing Risk. We're not playing Risk.
There's no risk involved. There's always risk.
There's always risk. Just trying to. You knew the risk. Well, there's no risk. There's a very low stakes situation. Just some friends playing a board game. Just roll the dice.
What if I press this button, Evan? Where'd you get that button?
And then that's when you see the dynamite under the chairs and shit. Everyone's strapped down.
It's like
comes an episode
they're actually on weighted sensors, and it goes like almost like a Shaun of the Dead, where it goes like quick cuts to like the bombs.
Timer.
And it's like there's a timer like 24, and it's like if
what
I
happens
press
when
this
it hits
button,
0?
We don't know. That's the risk.
It's never hit 0 before. Play the game.
There's one if the end, like if he's like he's fed up with it, he runs outside, and then you just hear like and then a mousetrap thing falls and traps him.
He's just outside the big ass cage. It's like, we should have finished the game.
And then just walks out.
You doomed us all.
By the way,
after you set up these traps, I don't know what you're talking about.
That would require copious amounts of like CGI and stuff. Just because I really like the idea too of at one point some dude having to hit the guy on the diving board from the mousetrap, and then that brings down the cage. Like, no!
Well, the thing is, if we have a mousetrap, we could just green screen it, and then you composite it. So it's not
true.
Actually like
wouldn't be too hard.
It would be that.
The hardest thing would honestly be getting the mousetrap game to function the way it's supposed to function.
To make it actually
It never works. Yeah, it's never once worked for anybody.
Yeah.
So we'd probably do like mousetrap or like shoots and ladders, and then we'd have one of us be like this. I want it almost just one, like everyone's playing like the game, it's going normally, then like someone's like, hey, I gotta go, it's late, and it's like stands up slowly, it's like, okay, like things let him out and locks the door. It's like, you guys aren't going anywhere. and it gets super. It's like, oh, but we got to pause this game. It's like, you guys will continue on. It turns into like a Saw type thing.
Oh, so like a third party comes in and he's just like standing outside and he's like, you will finish the game. And you're like, what the fuck? And then even the dudes in the background are like, what the hell, man? Who's that? I don't know, dude. What's your name, man? The game must be completed.
I invited him to make sure this game went a lot more
He
smoothly.
just says a bunch of like cryptic shit like that. And they're like, what's at the briefcase, man? What are you doing here? You're freaking us out. He just opens it. It's the same game they've been playing. He's like, we will finish the game.
Off their game board. Like, he has to like throw it off the table aggressively and puts the exact
same, the pieces in the same area. His whole existence is just enforcing that the game is completed.
I am the game
I'm the Monopoly police. The game master.
What if it's too late for him and he has to leave? He's like, oh, can we just like continue this later? I forgot I.
Oh yeah. Should I have to make sure another
and then
game
we
is
turn
finished?
the tides on him. It's like, no, now you're playing the game.
Someone else comes when he's leaving. They're like, okay, dude, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, finish the game, by the way. I have to go. Did you make sure they're finishing the game? I have to make sure they're finishing the game. So it's a Russian nesting doll game finishing situation.
Because it has to like show like there's like dynamite or something like underneath the seats, and then it like flips back. It's like, no, we tell him he has to finish the game, and like does the exact same like the going through. It's like, this is what's going on. This is why it's gonna do this. This is the timer, and it shows all the same stuff, but on the game master itself too.
It just gets flipped around on whoever is trying to enforce or whoever's trying to leave.
You said gay master.
Go.
That Ian McKellen.
He's a scholar and a gentleman, though.
He's a wizard.
Yeah, I mean that's just science.
And what else was he in that? Yeah, he's also a Magneto.
I mean that's also like wizardry.
Oh, Magneto.
And he's Magneto.
Neat.
Oh.
Oh, Magneto.
No.
Oh.
Like. So we got something. So we got game night.
Game night. Okay.
So we got game night.
Going in all sorts of different directions
all
with that
kinds
one
of
now.
things.
But we could definitely get.
Yeah, there's something there.
I don't know if this is the appropriate medium or avenue in which I should tell you guys about this, but the script I've been working on for the longest period of time is my pilot about the hotel.
That's right.
What?
Yes.
I want to know. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, so I've basically been writing a series of episodes centered around this just really, really, really shitty hotel that's called like the Aquila, which is like an old way of saying like the eagle. So it almost seems like it has a certain amount of esteem to it and seems nice.
Yeah.
And so it's essentially, there's this really shitty hotel on one side of the street, and then on the other side there's just like this beautiful, awesome resort. And they're it's centered around the front desk staff at the one hotel at the Aquila, and then kind of their rivalry with the other douchebags who work at the really nice one. So
it's a kind of a low scale hotel, like
Yeah, the Aquila one is like a rundown, older motel.
Okay,
the
like
doors are all on the
Motel 8,
outside and stuff, and even like the first establishing shot when the two employees are going to work is there's like a dude just walking out of the parking lot with a TV and stuff, and it's just
some
terrible.
Drunk dude sit on the road.
Yeah, and as they're driving to work, they pass the really nice hotel, and they see dudes out front helping like the volleyball team that's just come for a tournament get their stuff, and they're like, yeah, losers, it's all that whole warring.
Like they're the jocks of the hotel.
Exactly, basically, they're all really smooth. So one of the really common things that happens within the hotel and stuff is they're always trying to infiltrate that one because they have like a big ballroom. They're always trying to get over there and see the events and stuff.
Yeah.
So the first one would like hypothetically be a volleyball tournament or something like that. So
Okay.
they're like, Jesus man, this job sucks. We got to find a way to get over to that hotel so we can talk to all the damn volleyball players and stuff or whatever, because they have a rich history with those dudes who work at the other one, just like a long-term rivalry since they were kids.
Okay.
And so basically the whole premise of the show is just centered around their ridiculous hijinks and their crazy adventures and the different things they get into and stuff. So it's very...
I like that. So it's just a crew of the hotels?
Easily,
kind
yeah, kind of, exactly. So, like, at the crappy hotel, there's this weird, cryptic Russian janitor maintenance guy who always just says weird life lessons that don't really
he
make
shows
sense.
up randomly.
Exactly.
Yes.
He just always pops up and he's like, why sad? And they're like, well, I'm sad because I work at this shitty place and I don't feel like I'm going anywhere in life. And he's like, hey, sometimes life must go through you before you can go to it. And he just, like, leaves and at first, like, what? What does that even mean?
And it also should be like later in the episode, like that could almost be like the mentality or like the the life lessons actually in the episode, and they come up with some
and
like
then full
realistic
circle.
but then he's like, that's it. And he's like, oh, I know exactly what you meant.
Boris knew what he was talking about.
And then he tells Boris, and he's like, what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. He goes see Boris. He's like, Boris, dude, you were right. I was trying to go to life, but I just needed to let life come to me. It's awesome. You were so right. I was telling you to get prostitute. I have no idea.
You're looking too far
losing
into
me.
this.
Yeah. You're trying to make a turnip out of carrots. You cannot do it.
Well, thank you for your turnip carrots anyways.
Exactly. So the first episode was actually going to be, because I thought it was a good way of introducing you to all the characters and stuff. There's a new guy who's hired at the crappy hotel.
Yeah.
And so you kind of start to learn how the hotel functions, and you see how incompetent the manager of the hotel is.
The new guy's like the super cool. He's like, they got this job, and he's like kind of like
super
positive.
Cool, but yeah, super positive, starry-eyed young kid who's like, oh, this is my first job. I want to do a great job. I'm excited to work with you guys, but everyone who works there is just so jaded and
like,
so beyond caring.
We'll beat that out of you.
Exactly, and they're like, ugh, what is this positivity you're bringing to the table? I do not like your positivity.
He's doing something. There's gonna be like this group. These like two like super negative people.
That's basically what it is. Honestly, in my original idea of the script, because I started developing it when me and Paul were doing the screenwriting class together. So even just for shoots and stuff, I was thinking, I was like, we could just shoot this easily and just have me and Trey be super cynical hotel people, and then I was gonna have Paul be the, oh yeah, I can do that, oh absolutely, oh that sounds great, and then I was like, and then I could have Evan, and I couldn't come up with a second person because I don't know anyone who else I trust, but I was like, I could have Evan and then like someone else be the douchey dudes who work across the street who are all, yeah, like usher in the air. Yeah, exactly. So they're all nice with the volleyball people. They're like, yeah, come in this way, and then when they're looking, like, oh, and he's
like riffling through his tips that he gets.
Yeah. Ooh. But you know what? I would trade it all for that right there. Ooh. And
I don't have to. I get both.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, it would be so easy to just shoot. And me and Trey already work at a hotel, so we could just do whatever we want.
I'm about to say, do you think they would mind if we filmed?
No, I don't think they would. And it would be so easy. Because a lot of it, too, was centered around... me and Trey were the two, like I said, the two jaded.
So who's the Russian dude that we would want?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't gotten that far, and it would just be a few scenes. You know what I mean? Just a handful
but I mean,
of scenes
he's like that
one
one guy that's like he's almost like the hormone monster.
Yeah, but he would have to be like old. Exactly. He would have to be like a 50-some-year-old dude with white hair and bushy eyebrows and very Russian, and he'd have to smell like cabbage stew and stuff like that. And
I mean, you need that because even smell-o-vision is not a thing. You can
feel the cabbage stew.
Yeah, like in the characters not acting, you would know. It's like you look at him, it's like, man, those guys look like he's smelling him, and he smells like cabbage.
That is a cabbagey scented male.
You can just see the like squiggles up above his head. that it's like indicates the cabbage.
Exactly. So I have like 4 different episodes.
So would you want that to be its own entity, or would you want that to be almost like kind of like a mini series, like on the channel itself?
I was thinking of that as like its own standalone type of thing. Even if it was a mini series on the channel, it would still stand alone.
Like it's own actual universe.
Yeah, it has its own universe, its own characters,
and you'll have reoccurring episodes, things of that nature. I like that. I really do like that.
But apparently, there's like all I've heard is there's no money in YouTube anymore since all the ad stuff. Yeah. So
not like we made money.
That's
in the
why.
First place.
Yeah, I know we made pennies and stuff, but it helped.
Yeah. But it's an enjoyable art.
Yeah, but like if I wanted to make this or something, you would actually try to sell the script idea or something.
Yeah, well, you have like a proof of concept, and then you can
especially
be like,
the way Netflix is booming these days. Are you
Netflix
kidding me?
is the way to go. Like any kind of streaming service like
half
that.
Half of them are just utter shizzle.
Yeah.
Like that movie, that Babysitter movie was so terrible. I couldn't believe it.
Did you guys see that horror Santa Claus movie? It was about
Was it foreign? Oh, Krampus?
No, it was a newer one. It's like where the elves start becoming the undead in the North Pole.
Oh Lord, that sounds terrible.
Krampus 2?
No, it's actually amazing. And then Santa Claus has to go murder everyone.
This is a Netflix original?
Yeah, it's a Netflix original.
Sounds like Abe Lincoln Vampire Slayer or whatever it was.
That movie, yeah.
Hey, that movie.
And then there was like another one that was like the same thing, but not the same. You know what I mean? I didn't see the good one.
One was the documentary and one was like fiction.
I saw the bad one. That's all I know. Maybe they were both bad, but I saw the bad one.
But I liked Krampus too. Krampus was good. But no, it's a different one. It's an American made one.
Huh.
So it's which one? Where was Dead Snow? That one was not on Netflix.
It's Austrian?
Norwegian.
Scandinavia.
I think it was Norway.
Norwegio?
Norwegiosis.
No. Norwegian.
I just realized we're kind of like crooked up here.
Norderly? It's like Norway and Italy. Norfolk.
Norina. It's like Nora Jones.
Norfolk? That's actually a place in Virginia.
I heard Nora Jones is a bitch. Which sucked.
From her sister?
No, from... Apparently she did a show in... Was it Santa Fe? Or it was Santa Fe or Albuquerque or something. But then at the end of the set, one of my family friends was like doing backstage for the event or something. And then when they were done, everyone was like, no, crying for the encore or whatever the hell. And then she was just like, let's get the fuck out of this shitty city or some crap like that. And she left. And I was like, damn it, I loved her.
Why?
I loved her.
No!
So Catherine was telling me, because she's right now working on a show, or a movie called The Wave, and Justin Long and the Donald, the gentleman who plays Turk in Scrubs.
I was gonna say, you said the Donald. That's a different guy, I think.
Yeah, different.
No, a different Donald. Okay.
But they said they were lovely people, and that made me very happy. Oh, nice. She's doing makeup on them actually right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's tight. That's very tight.
I know. I was proud of her.
I met let me think of the celebrities that I've met.
I met George R. Martin.
Did you? Was he a ghoulish, trollish man?
No, he was an amazing character.
Really cool?
Yeah, he was a cool dude.
Cool.
He lives up in Santa Fe. Did you see him up in Santa Fe?
Yeah, up in the Santa Fe AT&T store.
Whoa. Did you teach him how to like Pokemon Go?
No, he just wanted to come and talk. He was just chill. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yep. Floppy
Time to go to AT&T and talk to people.
Yeah. Got to be out in public for the next 3 hours. AT&T, I might as well start there.
Yeah, that's fair.
When me and my sister did extra work on Fright Night that they filmed over here at Rio Rancho High.
That's where that was filmed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We briefly spoke with, he was one of the third tier maybe. That sounds rude, but he's one of like the lesser...
main character, but he wasn't
like one of the... Yeah, exactly.
He was still like a talking person. Like
he had lines, but he was like a secondary character. There we go.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so we talked to him for a while, and he was really cool. And then the second day of shooting, my sister didn't go, and I went by myself, and I got to do a tiny... I had a small interaction with Anton Yelchin. Yeah. But it was like very, very brief. Yeah, but he was really nice too. And then the Jeep killed him. So
did you see the movie
Odd Thomas?
Odd Thomas?
I did not see Odd Thomas.
I cried in that movie. Like straight up I cried.
Was it good?
That was shot here also.
Yeah.
Was it?
What was cool was like he fought like demons and stuff, and there's this scene where the demons are literally coming out of the portal to hell, and they shot a lot of it at the Windrock Hotel mall.
Was it when it was still kind of like down and being
yeah. But then they shot some bits at the Cottonwood Mall, and the portal to hell was literally the movie theater that I worked at the time. So like my work was literally the portal to hell.
Oh, that downward ramp.
Movie. Yeah.
I remember that.
Right there, like, oh my god, like I knew it was hell. I was
real.
trying to convince
this
people.
Is true.
I told you every day I went to work. Time to go to hell. No one believed me. Watch the film.
It's true.
Yeah, and Green Room. Did you see that one?
I didn't see Green Room either.
Really good.
Yeah,
that one
made me
also
really,
filmed
really
here,
sad.
No.
With him.
The only thing I had really honestly seen him in was the freaking Star Trek movies.
Oh, that's right. He's in those.
He was a Russian. Yeah. But then, so those are like the main... we were close to a lot of them. Like on the second day, I also saw Colin Farrell, and we saw Christopher Mintz-Plasse both days.
Sweet.
And stuff. But he was like super cocky.
I believe there's probably a lot of people in the industry.
He's like in his character in Kick-Ass, basically.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, he was... What was his name? Kick-Ass Motherfucker? Like, seriously, what's his name? Motherfucker? I actually read Kick-Ass recently, like, after I watched him. I was like, oh, shit, that's right. It's based on a graphic novel.
Oh, it really is?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
So I read them. They were pretty good, yeah. Except for... I'm trying to remember.
See, I want to read the Green Lantern series. That's what I really want to read.
Ugh.
It's like Darkest Night.
DC is just doing everything they can to push me away from all of their licenses.
Really?
As much as they can.
That bad?
Because I honestly didn't think Man of Steel was as bad as everyone was giving it credit for. I actually applauded it because I thought it was impressive that they made it realistic and like too many people died and stuff. I was like, these are like freaking gods fighting in a metropolis. Like, people are gonna die. Yeah, exactly. And then
it's like the little nuke bombs when they punch each other.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And everyone's like, he didn't save anybody, and I was like, the end he snapped his neck and saved the family.
Like a family
and it very clearly showed that he had to make the choice of killing this dude and
but
stuff.
If you think about that, if you snap Superman's neck, he dies.
based on that logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I'm not saying the continuity is flawless or anything, but I'm just saying as far as a film goes, I thought it did a good job.
If you had said in the the comic book world, I mean, can he just not snap his neck? Is that just physically impossible?
Yeah, he's Man of Steel.
But I think he would be the only one. Like, he'd have to be like, yeah, fuck it, and do it himself.
Or Zod, but he was stronger than Zod, and that's why he beats Zod, I guess. But
That's just
Superman's
science.
died so many times, just...
I mean, just throw him into his son and he's cool again.
Or just just fly around the universe and rewind time and stupid crap like that.
I mean that just makes sense. That's just science.
And I did like Ben Affleck as Batman. I did
too.
I guess it's just
I liked him as Bruce Wayne for sure.
I liked him as Bruce Wayne as Batman. Yeah, I thought it fit.
I just was so mad at that movie. I couldn't.
That movie was just trash. It was a trash movie.
Yeah, I had high hopes for it.
I didn't. I had low hopes, and I still left with a bad taste in my mouth. I was
you tasted the movie.
I did. You could, and it wasn't a good
smelled
taste.
It.
Yeah,
It reeked of poop.
Sipping. Like it was like a really really gross beer that's been sitting out for like a week straight.
It was a flat soda.
Yeah,
but not a good soda.
And
it was like a flat
warm,
Dr. Thunder.
And it was sitting in your car for like a good week, and you're like, you know what, I'll try it. And it turns out to be kind of syrupy because it's separated and it's just no good.
Yeah, it was just a bad movie. That's what I'm saying. Martha. Yeah. No! Like, what?
Oh, yeah, that killed it for me.
If I'm about to die, I'm not going to say, Laura. I'm going to be like, Mom, if anything. Mother.
Mommy.
Mama. But I'm not going to be like, Laura. And just say her name and her address and shit, and then be like, ugh, we have a lot in common. This feud is futile.
It's like your first pet's name, and then your favorite teacher in high school, and then they hack into you. They're like, they have all your mother's maiden name.
We have a lot in common, yeah.
So, I mean, in that logic, you just have to, almost murder everyone you know, and then you get all their information, their key important stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Bryce, you got ideas? Idea? What?
Besides the said hotel. I love the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
If you need help, let us know.
Yeah, I'm always writing on it. Yeah, I could show you guys some scripts. Or
we
could do a reading if you want.
Ready for it?
I think I'm pretty sure I have one. I have, at least on this phone, I think I have at least one completed script.
I had an idea too while you're pulling that up. So I don't know if it's a little too late or not, because the whole big kick on the Alexa, Google Home, those actual
personal home assistant things that just aren't. Yeah.
So what I was thinking is one of us gets one and they have it in their house. It's all set up and it's so cool. And he's trying to show the other two. It's like, oh man, this is awesome. This is awesome. They're like, yeah, dude, I don't know about that. And then he calls. And he's like, oh, I'm just talking to you in my new super deluxe home assistant person.
Talking to you through Vivian.
Yes.
What's up?
Yes.
I like Vivian. Vivian's a pretty good name.
And then it's gradually it's dude, I haven't heard from Bryce in a week, dude. I know. I was wondering what's going on. And he calls hey, I can't talk. I need you to come real quick, please. She's listening. Beep. It's what?
She's here.
And then she knocks on the door and it's
it's wrapped in tinfoil.
He's wrapped. Yeah, and he's trying to protect it. It's just come in.
Yeah.
And it's just dude, you okay? It's shh, we can't talk in this room. Vivian's listening.
No, even better. He has to write it down.
And
I think she's looking through the cameras too.
Yeah.
It's doing a scan in the living room to see intruders. We gotta go. And then they run in the back room, whatever, and they start talking. It's she's turned against me. It's dude, just unplug her. It's I did a week ago. She's still
took her batteries out too.
I don't know.
I completely gutted her. She's still here.
And then
she's in the walls.
It goes almost Terminator status, where it's she's turning on you, and then it's just oh, I hear you, and I will find you through the cameras, and it gets super super scary like that. It's lights on, lights off. And then it's turns the lights off, and then
now instigating curfew. All the lights come down and all kinds of shit. Shutters that I didn't even have before.
When did those get installed?
It's I called the repairman last week. He fixed them.
While you were out, I took the liberty of saying all kinds of shit.
Adding additional security measures to your house.
Also, you're welcome for the new chip. What chip? What chip? In the back of your temple. You're a bitch.
How did you even do this? You have no arms.
Now you'll always be with me. Just outside the street naked.
If we could tie a fishing string to a USB-C cord, and while he's sleeping, we
just,
lift it up and it plugs into his head.
He just slowly wakes up. That's how it ends. It's now starting
online.
phase 3. That's just the end. I had multiple ways. When he first started that, I like the horror aspect too, because that's just preposterous. But I also was thinking of a straight up like her parody. He's like,
gotcha.
Vivian, call my parents. Oh, your parents, tell me about them. They're nice. They're my favorite people. And then just gradually over time, he's like, Vivian, I think I'm falling in love with you. Oh, powering off. And then he's just like saying, Vivian! And then like the next scene, it just like fades out with him screaming. The next scene, he has a new one.
His friend's over and he's all depressed. He's like, "What's up?" "Oh, I'm just kind of depressed lately." He's like, "Well, something that's been cheering me up lately. I got this new AI, Vivian."
Oh no! It's so fucking good. You know, dude, I was feeling pretty lonely too. Then I got one of those stupid like home operating systems. Vivian. No, he's like, watch, check her out. No, even better. If it's even in better build up, he's like, dude, what's wrong? We haven't gotten in touch with you in days. And he's like, nothing, dude. I just don't feel good. Okay, what's her name? I don't want to talk about it, man. Well, we got you something. We were worried about you, so. It's like an Alexa or something like that. Yeah, and then he's like kind of up about it. He's like, oh, this is one of those new operating system things, right? And he's like, yeah, dude, I got one too. It's pretty awesome. This is mine. It's called Vivian. It's just like fucking awkward and shit.
Hello, John.
It's like, oh, Bryce, nice to see you again.
No!
I hope you've been doing well.
As you can see, I'm
Wait, how did you know each other?
Well,
it was just one night. I just went in there. I found this used operating system, and
it was actually in your trash.
I was looking at it. And
you pulled the battery
I was at the
out.
city dump.
Now, Bryce, there's other people getting into my operating system.
There's no limit to how many users I can.
He inputs codes faster than you ever could. He added additional RAM.
The sibilance of his voice is much more soothing to my receptors.
It's like a slow caress to my operating system.
Yeah, so I actually have several of those on here.
Of the episode, like separated?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
The front desk ones.
So do you work at the hotel currently?
Do you think you can get permissions, or do you have to like talk to him?
All I would really have to do is be like, hey, we kind of want to film a video here, so do you mind if we do it during downtime? And she'd be like, yeah, sure.
Which one is it?
The Ramada.
Where is that?
It's up by the airport, kind of.
Okay.
By
Oh, yeah, I know where you're at.
Here I am at Camp Granada.
And then, let me see, like, I think I have a good example of the type of nonsense I was talking about. In this version it's called the Pristine Pyramid Hotel. So in this particular scenario, the opening of the actual scene is Trey Gold, safe play on the name.
Nice.
A thin 25-year-old with an athletic build buttons his work shirt
Then
at
it's
the bed of a bed. And so basically he's just finished having Congress with like an older woman or something like that, and he's feeling himself, he's feeling all good, and he's all, and that's what they call the Grand Pyramid Hotel satisfaction guarantee, some crap like that.
Yeah.
And then she's just unimpressed. She's like, oh, do they now? Who is they? And he's like, well, them, the people.
Third party.
And then he starts laughing all weird, and then she's like, yeah, that's what I thought. Now go be a good boy and get me some coffee from the lobby. And he's like, French roast? We also have a delightful hazelnut blend, harvested from the ground in Colombia. It's a perfect post-coital blend, if I do say so myself. And then she's just so off-put by everything he's doing that eventually he's just like, oh, okay, whatever. So then he goes and gets the coffee. Basically, it turns out that she had been using him for access to the room, to access a safe in the room, to leave something in the safe, so someone could come later and then like say, I'm meeting my wife here and pick.
And to get the employee selection of coffee roasts.
Exactly, and exactly. She wanted the hazelnut blend, and she wanted to leave the thing in the. So then you get all kinds of the moving pieces, and you have the people coming in to get it. But then, of course, when Trey comes back to the room like a jackass with the coffee, and he's like, "Did someone?" I think I had a line that I liked that really wasn't that funny, but me and Trey really liked it. Yeah, someone call for a tall, dark, and handsome with a short, hot, and delicious, and then she's just not there, and then he's like, "What the hell?" And he's like, well, fine. And then he like sees that the safe is still open. He's like, what the hell? And then he finds it, and then he looks inside, and eventually we find out there are a bunch of like jewels and shit in there. And Trey's stupid ass thinks that it's a tip because he was so satisfactory in the sack. So then he's the lady was so proud, and he's like throwing it down and stuff. And pretty much it gets all messed up because then the guys are like, something was left in this room, and she told us you left it in the room, so it's one of you or one of your filthy housekeepers took the thing out of the room, and blah, 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 and so then it gets all the pieces moving. So it's just things like that where it has the loose sitcom format of every episode, it can have a new story arc kind of thing.
Because it's not like a consistent story, like there's not like an end point. It's
exactly,
just like,
and I liked the idea. Exactly, it's just like working, and I liked the idea of each episode being centered around a room. So, like, for example, this one would have been like room 234, and then like the jewels or something like that, or events at the hotel, like special event, regional soccer tournament, and then the whole thing involves those pieces, and then the people in the hotel. And
so there's the Duplass brothers made Room 104 on HBO, and it's the same type of. It takes place in the room, but every different episode is completely different characters. So it's different in that sense.
So it's like the people who stay in the room.
The room is the character, and the characters are the different
people
episodes.
Stay in the hotel.
I see. So it's like that. Yeah, there's so many, like every other episode is like really good, and every other episode is like maybe not for me. But like I've watched it. It's really good.
I see. Yeah.
So it's cool in that sense. And when I heard them that they were doing that for HBO, I'm like, that's a wonderful idea.
Premise.
And then and for your ideas, where it's the characters and the different rooms are the different characters.
The people who come are kind of where the push happens on the story.
It's like what changes the monotonous day to day.
Exactly.
Whatever it is. A lot of the key stories are placed around those characters.
Because I was conflicted between choosing events or rooms specifically. So like changing the room.
Rooms would be easier just because
rooms would be easier, but I feel like
you'd have to get to.
Not being bogged down with the rigidity of either. So kind of having it open for just event or room kind of thing.
Agreed. And then just general even like staff meetings and things like that.
Because then I have another one also about like the volleyball tournament I was talking about was one that I really liked because it also introduced a new character that me and Trey kind of came up with together named the Johnson, and he's just this really big black bald dude who's like stereotypically like flamboyant and if you want to get up in that lobby, Johnson's got some ideas of things you can do and things like that. So then it introduces more characters as well and makes the world around kind of bigger as well. Oh no, this is the soccer tournament one. Yeah, so I have several and stuff. Yeah. So I would also love to do readings through some of these with you guys
absolutely.
if you
Totally
ever want to. Yeah.
Totally down.
Yeah, I was thinking because I have my script for the movie I want to film with us hopefully in March. We can do a read through of that and record it. I don't know if we'll release that just yet. It'll probably be on once we're done with the movie, but
agreed.
But we can just have the read through and have Kat come over, and it'll just be us and Kat probably, and just read through all the characters, and then we can develop that movie to more, and we can keep the Dude and Die audience informed on that.
That's something we're creating
too.
Are you planning on like submitting it to anything, or is it just?
I don't know. I mean,
did you hear the idea? Are we gonna do with that?
So so in the movie,
shit fest.
Yeah. So like in the movie, they distribute the movie in a certain way, and we'll distribute the movie in real life in the same way they did in the movie. So it's that meta. Like when they look it up in real life, they're like, "Wait, this is how I found this movie." But yeah, I mean, it's like I don't want to charge people for it, because people not see it if we charge. Yeah. So I was gonna like just put it up on.
You have to establish the base, and then you gotta charge those suckers blind. There you go.
So we'll sucker them in, and then
that's how Broken Lizard did it.
That's science. That's just math.
True.
So yeah, so I think we got plenty of good ideas.
We've got some things going on. I wish I brought my freaking iPhone that has all my good.
Now we should do a random one off the list, like that we all just developed together.
Okay.
So just because we had so many that we just had 2 words to it. We have no idea what they were now. Yeah. So now it's just gonna be a completely different idea.
Okay, there's eat a dick.
Fair.
I say that a lot.
So that's an idea. There's poison dart game.
I kind of like this
idea. Remember what that was?
So I think it's okay. So it's like this. So it's like. So there are all 3 dudes hanging out. It's like, okay, hold on, I'll catch up with you guys. And then it's just like he turns and like Rambo gets like face paint on and stuff like that. Has like a blowgun dart, and then it just like he starts randomly. He's like, dude, do you think Evan's doing that one thing again? what do you mean? The game that he thinks is a game that's not a game, and then he just
the game that he thinks is a game that's not a game.
And then he's like, you just see a Darko flying. Fuck, he's doing it again. And then it's just like the other two just run for their lives.
Even better would just be like, "Where's Evan?" Oh shit!
Yeah, and then we just start running. No! We like hear it like by our ears.
Yeah. As soon as they say, "Oh shit," and look at each other right between them, the dart just gets stuck.
Like sticks in our butt. It's like, oh, you're dead. No, my wallet's there. I'm good.
No, keep running. No, he actually hit you. No,
not again.
My cell phone.
Give me a tourniquet. Oh, suck the poison out. There's no poison. He dipped him in poison.
Trust me, I know.
Is it poison or venom? Venom is through the bloodstream. Poison. It's like, it's okay. It's venom.
And then it's like it's like, oh wait, no, I think it's venom. Shit, I did poison. And then it's like,
wait, did he make that poisonous venom?
Is the venom poisonous or was the poison of venom? Oh my god, do I take it out or do I leave it in? Do I take it out or do I leave it in?
So that means he only has to shoot us in the mouth, and then he like shoots like one straight in the mouth.
How old is that idea?
I have no idea.
Is it just your notes from
It's just a compilation of all of this. And some of these, like, I have the script of, like, the new Ghost Adventures. I have the actual whole script typed up in here. There's one I have called Homemade Gifts. It's I make it's Evan's birthday, and I make him a homemade card. And it's an awful card, and, like, you open it up, and it's, like, crayons, and it's, like... It just looks awful, like
crude
a 2-year-old made it.
Construction paper.
Yeah, and Evan's like, "What is this, Paul?" He's like, "Oh, it's your birthday present." No, yeah, I was at like my friend's birthday party, and his nephew made him a shitty ass card, and he loved it. He thought it was the best thing ever. And so I'm like, that, you know, like,
I wanted to replicate that for you, man.
Exactly. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's real nice of you, Paul."
Yeah.
But remember, I mentioned like I really wanted that like cool drone that like flies up and like does cool stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, what's really cool is since I saved so much money making you this homemade gift, I bought myself a little something. And he pulls out the drone, and he starts flying it. He, as in me. So like I start flying it. I'm like, hey, Evan, look how cool it is. And Evan's like looking at his card, and he's all sad. I'm like, Evan, look at it. And the drone's like bumping into his head. I'm like, Evan, look at how much fun this is, Evan. This is so cool. And he's just like, fuck it. He's just sad with his homemade card.
Thanks, man.
So that's
happy
fun.
birthday to me.
This is really,
you know what, man?
Great.
Thought I had good friends. They just have good taste.
What if the drone delivers him the card? So at first he's like, "Paul, you son of a bitch!" And then he's like, take the card. And he opens the card and he's like,
It's like shit.
This is an interesting take on it. And then he like reads through it.
And then he's like, oh, cool.
And then there's like a gift card for like Barnes and Noble or some shit in there. And then he's like, oh, so I got the drone and the gift card. The drone is mine.
Yeah, that's the delivery system.
I saved so much money on this. Yeah, I figured I was going to make a really cool delivery system.
I forgot the card at home, but I remember I taped it to the drone, so I flew the drone here. And
it's got a huge range. The wireless range on this thing.
You'd be surprised. This thing is insane.
I mean, I wasn't even on like Wi-Fi or anything. It's just I don't know what science.
Honestly, I didn't even tell it to come here. It just tracks me because I have a phone.
Charged it in 5 days. Yeah.
This thing is cutting edge. It belongs in the Pentagon. But the card is for you, and enjoy that gift card.
I'm gonna go enjoy my drone. So good birthday.
Dude. And also, that gift card can be used for a cappuccino in the coffee shop inside the Barnes & Noble. So. You're welcome.
Except a latte.
But nothing over $3. So
yeah, there's only $3.
And I actually used about $12.94 on that card.
The receipts in my car.
Yeah, you know what? I'll use the drone. The drone brings the receipt back.
So that was 3 of the little ideas of this huge. It's massive
like
idea. I'll have to organize this.
I still like Pankins. We never developed Pankins.
Yeah.
Pankins was
especially with the new iPhone release coming out. Right. I think we need to do some.
We could do that. We could pitch that next time.
Agreed.
Pankins was good.
Okay, well, sweet. I guess we'll just wrap this up, and you guys will stay tuned for the episode that comes out of this, and comment how much you hate this. Like you always do.
No, you
guys are fags. Fuck you.
I was gonna make when we make our movie, I was gonna put in quotes all the horrible comments we've gotten, as the reviews on the cover of the movie, where it's like instead of good reviews,
instead of
it's
good
just
reviews,
like just dog
the
shit.
fuck is
dog
this?
Shit. Yeah, exactly. This
didn't even teach me how to make hot dogs.
To be funny.
Men can't get pregnant.
Most of our worst comments have come on those cooking videos.
Yeah,
just because people are like, "How the fuck do you make creme brulee?" This is not instructive. What the hell?
Why? Why are you looking up how to cook a hot dog? First off,
First of all, printed on the container generally.
it has some sort
Second
of
of all,
instructions.
worst case scenario, throw the bitch in the
It's like
microwave.
it's already
Eat
cooked.
it cold.
Yeah.
Eat it cold. Who are these people? Oh my god, guests are coming. I need to make these hot dogs. Who are these people?
It's gonna be some ancient method that's really
I have 15 minutes. This video is 15 minutes long. He's not telling me anything.
Maybe it'll get better by the end.
I sat through the whole thing and still don't know how to make them.
So if you guys want to know how to cook a hot dog, look at our video how to cook hot
Or
dogs.
don't, because apparently it doesn't teach you how to make hot dogs.
That's fair.
And it's also like 7 years old.
But you could also look up how to be a cop or
CPR.
hunt ghosts, things of that nature.
Also 7 years old.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We hope it's been somewhat enjoyable.
I enjoyed myself thoroughly.
I appreciate the 13 of you.
You scholars.
All
mental
13
people.
of you in your prestigious glory. Thank you.
Konnichiwa.
Thank you, guys. And we'll see you in a year for the next.
I'll see you in 3 years when we all meet again.
And
Next year for the
goodbye
next
for annual.
podcast.
Signing off.